Welcome back to the Dorian Fitness Podcast. If you're new to my podcast, it's about my fitness journey and what I have learned on my way. I'm Dorian, and this is week 9 and 10 technically, and let's get into it. One day or day one, you decide. Every achievement begins with a decision to do it. Ignorance destroys so many opportunities that come to our lives every day. Motivation is overrated. Discipline and accountability are what matters. I want to be uncommon among uncommon people. My goal is to weigh 180 pounds this year, and I'm breaking it using the 12-week year plan. I will weigh 203 pounds and a half by June 1st. Now, this is not wishing, this is a good idea. This is me calculating it by taking how much I can lose per week in a healthy and a sustainable way without getting injured or sick. And that's why I chose that amount, which really I'm breaking into a weekly goal of basically losing 2.4 pounds per week. And how I'm going to do that is actually using my meal plan Google Sheet, and I'm focusing on protein, fiber, and fats, which are all healthy stuff. And carbohydrates, I feel they take care of themselves normally. So for me, the goal is with protein is to do 0.5 times your goal weight, which mine is 203 pounds, 0.5. So I have to, and I'm not using decimals for the fiber or the calories. I'm just straight up bringing it to the first point. So for protein, it's 102 grams of protein per day. Fiber, I'm doing about 30 grams of fiber per day, which can be quite a bit, and hopefully I can get that through. 30 grams of fat per day, which I'm going to be using avocado, eggs, stuff like that, peanut butter. I'm going to have to research more of sources of healthy fats. And the other challenge I have is my work day is very physical. I walk about 13 miles per day, and I calculate that via my phone, tracking my steps. So that will burn 1,500 calories. That really affects my workday, and that also means that I need to eat a lot of calories to maintain my energy level during my workday. And then my rest day, because I'm not burning that many calories, I'm burning about 1/3 the amount of calories I do at my workday. So that changes how many calories I can eat per day during my workday versus my rest day. And I calculated that, and I used the averages for how many calories I burned. So some days I'll burn more calories, some days I will burn less calories, and I factored that in. And knowing myself and what I can do is on my rest days, I will eat 2 meals instead of 3. So I have less calories, but the same almost plate. And then my work days, I do 3 meals a day, which the calories per meal for workday will be 445 calories with protein of 34 grams, fat and fiber is 10. And that's per meal. And then my rest day will be 768 calories per meal, protein 51 grams, fats 15, and then fiber 15 grams as well. And that's my meal plan as well. And I also plan on juicing fruits and vegetables twice a week. The recipes are on my blog, dorianfitness.com, or you can look on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram as well. I'll be sharing that as well. And that's what I'm planning on doing. The juicing is more for health. I like cucumber and pineapple and beets because of all the benefits. I also drink celery juice as well. And those are all cool things that I'm doing. Then to move into my online business, making $10,000 this year, I need to break that down into the 12-week year, but I wanted to just share what I was thinking of and what I can do, because I keep on trying to plan of what the full-time creators do, which I have to adjust and bring it back down to this is part-time for me. I can't do what they do, but my plan is to do 2 long videos and 5 short videos per week, and I will set up the YouTube channel and TikTok once I have at least a week's worth of content first and plan that out before starting it, because I noticed that the algorithm really boosts new channels, and that can be a good way of getting a lot of followers quickly. Blog posts, I'll probably do about a few blog posts per week because I don't see a huge benefit compared to videos, and I do like the podcast as well. And then making marketing a effort of my marketing budget will be about $400 per month, which is very low to start out, which will be mostly focusing on the video content and also possibly getting on other podcasts or paid influencers to talk about me and see how that affects my business as well. Moving on to the pictures I took of myself, I finally noticed a difference that my stomach is flat in the side angle, which I like a lot, and that's the first time I noticed that, and all the other stuff does look normal. I did gain some weight since my last update, about 2.5 pounds, so I'm 229.7 pounds, but I feel good, and my PRs, my lifting highlights, honestly, the inner hip and outer hip machine, I honestly think I've been doing too much weight on that, because I know that if you do too much weight and your muscles aren't really moving it, then it really can affect your knees, which I actually feel like my knees are out of place a little bit, and that's usually the cause. So I'm going to, instead of doing the hip and leg machines that you put your leg into the pad that can affect your knees, which my fiance even talks about that, I'm going to do walking, side lunges, or laying down with the band exercises, and that's what I'll probably do more of. And I've been practicing doing deep breathing, the Wim Hof method breathing more, which I found to be awesome. The last 2 weeks I did get sick, and then after getting sick I'm back, and I noticed I've been having this runny nose, no other symptoms, but this annoying runny nose, which is clear liquid, and I was thinking, oh, am I going to have a cold or something? And it's very weird, and if you're listening to this, let me know if that's common to have a runny nose. I'm thinking it's just the time of year as well, and I've been taking vitamin C and my supplements, and then every so often I cut back on that to readjust my body, my digestion as well, and drinking mostly water is what I've been doing. I've been cutting back on the caffeinated drinks except for coffee. I've been experimenting with drinking a cup of coffee in the morning, which is like warm liquid, which I think that is helping me feel better. And then honestly, I've been doing my rehab routine every day. And again, my last thought, which was doing rehab at the beginning of workout, helps me during my work days or during my leg days. I agree with that, but I've been lately been doing the rehab at the end of my workout because the area that I do my rehab routine, some people were using at the time and I don't want to bother them, so that's what I've been doing for that. My PR highlights, my personal best, honestly I haven't pushed myself to do that much. I've been, instead of doing what I've been doing for the last 8 weeks, which was mostly machines, I've been moving into testing 1 or 2 of the free weight exercises just to see how it feels. This week it was the overhead press with dumbbells, which felt good. The only downside though is my elbow was killing me a bit, so I had to do a little bit less weight, but I felt great doing that motion, and let's keep on going with that. Now the lesson for a dinner, honestly there's 2 different philosophies when it comes to dinner. Some people believe that you should go bed hungry, which I kind of do agree with that. And the thought pattern of that is if you have a big dinner, it can be hard to digest it before going to sleep and will interrupt your sleep as well. So that's why they say, okay, maybe have a lighter dinner and then you wake up and then you have a big breakfast, a big lunch, and a small dinner again. That's more European style of eating. American style is skip breakfast, have lunch, and have a huge dinner, and that will spike your blood sugar levels, your insulin, and all that stuff. So for a healthy dinner, kind of like the breakfast and lunch, you're looking for a lean protein source, whole grains or mixed carbohydrates, various vegetables. And honestly, thinking of this, it's more about doing vegetables and protein than anything else because you don't want to have too much carbohydrates because carbohydrates are sugar and that will give you more energy right before bed. And examples of good meals like grilled fish with quinoa and roasted vegetables, or stir fry with tofu and brown rice, which to me, I don't mind tofu. Okay, if I'm going to pay the same price as meat, I'm going to have meat. Brown rice, I've tested it over the time and looked at the research on it. Brown rice, yes, is pretty good because it's not bleached like white rice. But other than that, it's the same. And I haven't mastered the art of cooking it quicker than white rice. So I do white rice because it's simple, quick, and easy. Tastes a little bit better too. Or also, those are different examples of it. Other examples is baked or grilled chicken breast with quinoa and steamed broccoli. Awesome. I would add garlic to that and onions to that. Lentils and vegetables stew served with whole grain bread. Honestly, for dinner, I like baked potatoes or rice. Another recipe, and these are all examples that is on my website too. Grilled salmon with sweet potato wedges. That's awesome. Turkey and vegetable stir fry, and then chickpea and vegetable curry. Those are all different ways, but really you want to focus on a lean protein source and a lot of different vegetables, and that will help you with your digestion and all that good stuff. And that's really the lesson, is going more European style of having a big breakfast, big lunch, and a lighter dinner. And that's also what my rest days, being having 2 meals per day. I'll have a big breakfast, big lunch, or I'll do breakfast, skip lunch, and have dinner. Those are the 2 options I'm going to do. I'm not going to skip breakfast. And the reason for that is having a breakfast does wake up your system, does keep your metabolic system burning more calories, and that's really why I want to not skip breakfast. Even though I've also tested out having lunch and dinner and skipping breakfast, doing an intermediate fast, that does burn a lot of calories, but to me, performance-wise, is not the best way, and you're going to be, for me, I feel sluggish, I feel tired, it just doesn't work right when I skip breakfast. Now moving on to the breathing meditation. If you don't want to do the meditation, or you're driving or doing something that you can't not do and you want to be focused on, thank you for listening to the Dorian Fitness Podcast. Hopefully you've subscribed, followed me, and many other good things. Let's get into the breathing meditation, where you can be sitting down upright, laying down. Make sure you're in a comfortable, quiet spot, and you're going to be focusing on breathing. Only thing that I keep in mind is I personally breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth when I do any meditation. But for you, if you have to focus and be alert to do that, I want you to be more in a relaxed situation. So breathe whichever way you personally like to do. And let's get into it. It is just breathe in Breathe out. Breathe in. 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 Open your eyes. And breathe out. Getting your awareness back to the present moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. Thank you for doing this meditation with me. I hope that helped you and bring this peaceful moment throughout your entire day. Thank you for listening to the Dorian Fitness Podcast. And please follow my podcast and follow me on social media. That helps me so much. Rate this podcast and DM me if you've gotten any benefits from this meditation. Thank you very much.